Thank you, Sonali. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I am Dina Rajpal. I'm the PR for the College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science. Welcome to the second Tech Talk organized by the Computer Science discipline. And today we are fortunate to have Discovery, who will be taking us into the life at Discovery and hopefully some opportunities for UKZN students. In terms of the POPIA Act, please note that the session would be recorded and it will be posted on the UKZN website. If you have any queries, please let me know. I will post my email address on the chat box. I would now like to hand you over to Dr. Mandla Gwetu, who is the discipline leader for computer science. Thank you.
Thank you, Lina. Welcome everyone to our second Tech Talk hosted by Computer Science. This Tech Talk is open to all our students at UKZN who are focusing primarily in the ITC sector. So welcome to you all, and welcome again as well to our industry partners, Discovery, who are here to talk to us about some of the opportunities they have for you, our students, as well as to give us some insight into some of the technical aspects, of ensuring quality with regards to large-scale and complicated software. So I encourage you, our students, just to get a pen and a paper, take down notes, try and empower yourself, both in terms of, trying to put yourself ahead in terms of the opportunities that are out there, and also trying to educate yourself and, ask questions. Those questions will help you in terms of getting specific information. This is a unique opportunity that we as a university are making available for you to complement, the knowledge that you get from us in the classroom. But in addition to that, we're exposing you to industry experts, who you can interact with. We're also exposing you to, their HR departments, so you can find out about some of the opportunities that are available to you. Now we've got three Discovery representatives with us here. We've got Samishtha, who is a talent acquisition expert. We're also going to be joined by Philip Jacobs, who is an engineering manager. Philip, I'll introduce later on. And then we're also going to have Tapelo Pule, who's going to be fielding our questions. So the structure of our Tech Talk today is, first, you're going to hear from Samishtha Moodley, who is going to be talking to us about the opportunities available for you there. And then after that, we'll hear some of the technical aspects about software testing. And then you'll get an opportunity to ask questions at the end. And just to let you know, there's somebody that's going to be watching behind the scenes for a lucky draw, and that lucky draw is sponsored by a College of Agriculture and Engineering. So please participate. And if you're one of those people that are going to be chosen, you will receive a prize in terms of, and facilitate that prize. Your details will need to be captured, and they'll get in touch with you in that regard. So to start us off, I'd like to hand over to Samishtha. So welcome, Samishtha, and thank you so much for coming to talk to our students.
Thanks so much, Mandla. I just want to share my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Can you reshare it, Samishtha? Oh, yes, we can see it.
You can. Okay, perfect. So good day, UKZN. My name is Samishtha Naidu, and I'm one of the IT talent acquisition specialists for Discovery. I am here today to talk to you about one of our recruitment drives, mainly GradHack. So for those of you who don't know what GradHack is, It is an annual program that we host specifically for IT students, basically to showcase their abilities and skills by solving real life challenges using technology. Currently, our program runs from the 29th to the 31st of July, and applications are currently opened. I know on our pamphlet it says the deadline is the 1st of June. However, we know how eager you are, so we have extended our deadline to the 10th of July. So please get cracking. When applying on the website, you'll see on our pamphlet, we've got our GradHack site there. So when you apply on the site, you will have 3 different topics to choose from, right? So mainly create moments for delight for our clients, enhance discovery of products and services, and use tech to solve South African problems. So you will need to choose one of these topics and propose an idea. So the weekend of our GradHack, the 29th to the 31st, you will be given those 3 days to basically hack, or not hack, rather build a solution to these problems that you've chosen. Please choose one of them. And you will, on the 31st, you will be given an opportunity to present. We would like you to present a working model of your idea that you've come up with, and just show us how it's going about working, what you've used, the software, the technology, what your thinking behind it is. Basically, we want to see your innovation and creativity come through. Then we will choose 3 teams to move forward, and those 3 teams will then be invited to Discovery, the head office in Sandton, to present to a panel of judges. And then from there, we will obviously choose the winning team. The winning team obviously then gets awarded the prize. Unfortunately, it's only the winning team that gets a prize. And that prize for this year is a Sony PlayStation 5. Each member of the team gets one. So it's not one to share amongst the whole team. As well as 50,000 Rand gets sent to their university. We do offer possible employment for everybody participating in the GradHack event. This obviously happens once the event is finished. We then do have interviews that we conduct with the different business units. As you know, Discovery is very, very big. So we do have different business units, for example, health, vitality, life, that kind of thing. And we will have a representative from each business unit that will present on their business, what they do, what they utilize. And from there, you will have an opportunity to choose that you're mainly interested in Ensure. You will be interviewed by everyone, and you also get a choice as to which business unit you will be positioned at. From there, these are just basically a few of our previous GradHack events that we have. This is obviously prior to the pandemic. We invited people on site, we hosted them, they stayed across the road from us at the Capitol for that weekend. But remember, this is before the pandemic. So just some pictures that we took during those events. For the past 2 years, the event has been virtual. We do have a platform there, so we still do take photos. This year it is a hybrid model. So the weekend of the 29th to the 31st will be virtual. And then the 3 teams that will be hosted, we will obviously host them at the Capitol again and come through to Discovery to present to our judges. This is the winning team from last year. So this was their idea on what they proposed. And this is kind of just to give you an idea of what we're looking for in Discovery. Please don't use the same idea. We want to see new ideas, new fresh ideas. We want to see your innovation come through. And then this is just some sort of goodies that you will receive if you do decide to participate in our event. You will obviously also be given an opportunity to engage with Discovery stakeholders during the course of the event. They could be senior managers, they could be CIOs, but you will also be given an opportunity to ask any questions, to chat to them. They'll join you, look at your, what you've done so far in your solution, give you ideas, maybe, instead of using this way, think about it this way. And you will also be given an opportunity to discuss, what it's like to work at Discovery, what they can suggest, that kind of thing. So it opens that platform for you to have these discussions with these really senior stakeholders in Discovery. So that's kind of what we want in Discovery, because we want to see We want to see how you interact with these stakeholders as well. Full weekend of coding, and we do have events during the weekend just to give you a break from coding. So last year we had a magician, sorry, and we had a quiz night just to give you a break, some fun activities. We have goodies that's sent to you. So these are kind of the goodies that was in last year's bag. Very, very fun. And then this is just a quick video that I want to play for you guys to show you what our building and discovery looks like. So you can look forward to being a part of this. Oh, sorry.
Let's make sure. I think the sound is off. Sorry. It was slow.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, these are just some of the partners that we have in our discovery building. Clearly, we don't want you guys to leave the building. We've got Clicks, we've got Woolworths, we've got Sobe. There's about 9 coffee houses. Discovery's big on coffee. We love coffee. Not sure why my sound didn't play, but you're more than welcome to have a look at Discovery's site. We've got more pictures there of our building. I'm sure everyone's seen the building on LinkedIn. We share photos all the time, but we are really, really keen on having you guys join us for GradHack, and I cannot wait to see your applications come through.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Samishtha. There was an interesting clip there in terms of the size of your building. You know,
we have a running track on our roof as well.
Wow.
And
wow.
a gym.
Yeah. Just one question for me, just in terms of how many people work in that building, specifically for Discovery?
Discovery as a whole, I think we've got about 15,000 people at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So
huge.
that's very big. It's encouraging to hear. And I think it's also encouraging for our students just to hear the size of the company that you are. And just to encourage our students as well to participate in the GradHack that you've spoken about. Obviously, there's great opportunities available for them at Discovery. And not only working for a big company, but I think it's about the opportunity to make a difference. You know, Discovery is involved in health, is involved in so many things. You know, so and I think that's what most of our students are looking out for. So thank you so much. And I'm sure you'll be available as well to answer HR-related questions. So to our students, I just want to encourage us, please use the chat box. Sometimes what happens is we get to the end, you know, where we don't have enough time to actually address those. But if you can post your questions early, I think that would help a lot. So this is not the last time that we're going to hear from Samishtha. She's going to come back again to talk to us, you know, in terms of answering your specific questions as and when they arise. And right now, I'd like to invite Philip Jacobs. Before I introduce him, before he takes over to speak, I'll just tell you a little bit about Philip. Now, Philip is an experienced software engineer with a passion for leading and mentoring engineering teams. He has built software, led teams, for and within many companies, including Discovery in South Africa, Johns Hopkins University in the US, Holiday Swap in the United Kingdom, Allen Gray in South Africa, the World Health Organization in the United States, and many other South African-based companies. Leading engineering teams and building applications that will outlive him is what he lives for. Wow, what an inspiring motto, Philip. We so look forward to hearing what you have to share with us. Thank you for giving our students this opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Gwetu. Let me just check. Start the presentation. And Samishtha, thanks for the great presentation. You know, the first time I saw that building, I was like, what? You know, and all the partners inside the building. First, I thought they meant, you know, perhaps in Sandton, but it's in the building. So it's crazy. Share my screen. Perfect. Can someone just give me a thumbs up or something? If you can see my screen.
We can, Philip.
Thank you so much. Sweet. So let's jump right in. I'm sure of what Lena and Dr. Gwetu discussed with all the students, if you're allowed to raise hands, but you know, if you are or in the chat, please do ask questions. If you're nervous, trust me, I'm nervous as well. So it would be one nervous person to another asking a question. So please do. And also there's a prize. So welcome to Discovery System of Engagement. I'll be talking through quality assurance metrics in practice. If you have any unrelated questions, you know, please still do ask. I'm happy to answer. Sweet. So just quickly on what Discovery is, you know, many of us might know and some of us might not. So Discovery is a financial services firm with a strong belief in innovation being a major driving force in how we do business. Some of you might be aware of our products out there, which is health, life insurance, car and home insurance, as well as investments and banking, with the famous Vitality product being a shared value rewards program that really underpins our core businesses. So let's take a look at Discovery digital channels and what the tech inside looks like. So I'll be speaking mostly to the mobile side of things. Please don't think it's limited to mobile technology. It's really not. There's a bunch of departments which any one of us can grow into. You know, just make it known that you want to, and you know, doors open. So we have two native code bases, which many of us are aware of, you know, Android and iOS. And then we have HMS, which is Huawei, but it's really just a wrapper around Android with some HMS services attached. Then we have over 1 million lines of code, which is massive. And talking about QA or quality assurance really comes into play when your code base becomes so large. And we have over 300 plus years of experience in the team, which is crazy. And I think working in a team where you're not the smartest, you know, or starting off as not the smartest in the team is really beneficial to your career growth. We have over 250 plus people, and that's engineering team, you know, of course, like Samishtha says, we're 15,000 plus in the whole of Discovery. And then remote working, which is, I'm very excited about this one, remote working since March 2020, of course, with a hybrid model in place. And then we have over 1 million users who's installed our application, and over 250,000 active daily users, and then 5 million daily API calls, which is nuts. So let's take a look at the world of quality assurance. You know, you might have the question, why quality assurance? You know, what exactly is it? And I'll take you through some graphs, you know, some straight line graphs and some loop graphs, just to take you through and get you a better understanding of it. I can just quickly read through this. Discovery presents industry use case into quality controls with software applications. insight into how testing is conducted in large, complex development systems used by millions of people, covering the full life cycle of testing throughout the software development life cycle, insights into process, testing methodologies, quality standards, and key metrics to measure success. Let's take a look at the landscape of a discovery developer. So prior to this graph, of course, there is business requirements that come in, and that gets pushed into Jira, which is an issue tracker. I'm unsure, other examples of Jira might be U-Track or Trello. Some of you might be aware of those. So business requirements get pushed into there with the help of the BA, which is a business analyst in the company, and the digital product owner, the DPO. The DPO then pushes those tickets onto the developers, which take on a ticket and work through which is usually a 2-week sprint. They make use of continuous delivery, and we use technologies like Docker, Kubernetes, and Jenkins. And then we also use version control, which we are in 2022. We can't just all sit on one PC and code. We are remote, and it really helps developers, work with each other. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Then from our version control, it gets pushed to Cucumber, which our QAs make use of a lot. And that's really Cucumber is essentially a testing framework, which makes use of high-level languages for business to understand. And then that then gets pushed again into our continuous delivery, which then gets pushed into our environments like Dev, QA, UAT, which is and prod, UAT, which is user acceptance testing. Cool. So I know I'm going a bit through this fast, but please do ask questions. I'm happy to answer. Then, back to the question, why implement quality assurance? Why can't we just develop a product and make it live and make some money, and develop more and make some more money? Even as individuals, should you have a little product out there, why can't you? Why do we have to go through quality assurance? And that's really, to deliver software to your users out there safely, without things being vulnerable to security, security vulnerabilities. You also want continuous measure of quality, knowing that your users out there have a quality product in their hand, and also get that continuous feedback. We all like to talk about quality assurance like we don't have flaws, but quality assurance is really there to show us what flaws we have and how to make them better. Then of course, ensuring our code is well tested. I think it's a very scary thing having broken code in production, and that's really what we try to avoid. So yeah, then what does the Discovery Mobile Test Freeze overview look like in a straight line? Maybe I can just talk about what exactly is this whole code freeze and test freeze, names you might hear, throughout your journey in any company really. So code freeze is essentially a stage in the development cycle where code from all different teams is compiled in one build, and it's essentially said that no other feature development can go in there. So we then take that build, or the QAs take that build, the QAs engineer take that build, and they start with their testing. There's a 3-day gap where the QAs will essentially test features. So whatever the team actually worked on during this 2 weeks, their 2-week sprint, they'll take that, and during the 3 days, they'll test features. Is there bugs? Is it doing what the requirement said for the feature? During those 3 days, they also push the tickets back to the developers and say, hey, fix your bugs. Then afterwards, we start with our regression. So what exactly is regression? It's just really end-to-end testing, so from login to end feature. So regression also entails penetration testing, not to be confused. Penetration testing doesn't happen with every single build, or with every single release. So we do work on 2 weeks release cycle. So every 2 weeks, if you do have the Discovery app, you'll probably see every 2 weeks that you can download, an update, and that's usually some bug fixes or new features. So penetration testing happens when there's a new feature, so the security team then takes on that feature and rigorously tests it to make sure that, the user's data isn't leaked and, all security vulnerabilities are sorted. Then we have regression sign-off, which is essentially our QA manager gathering all the reports from all the different teams, and they compile that, send it over to the other development managers and the head of engineering, making sure that we did meet our requirement of 95% success coverage. Then we do store submissions, which if you've ever deployed any app on the app stores, this can be very, very irritating, the waiting you have to wait for. And that's really why we didn't put any days here. So sometimes we might wait a day, sometimes we might wait 3, just for them to test what we've built and make sure we follow all their policies, that is Google and Apple. And then, I believe I went through this very, very fast. And that's not because that's the way I practice, that's because I'm very nervous. That's a presentation. We are hiring, and, you can be in touch with Samishtha. She can tell you, all the hiring processes. And if I can say anything about the grad hack, should you attend it, just have fun. We're not looking for you to be, all fancy and your best version out there. Have fun, collaborate with the team, and just do you.
Oh, thank you so much, Philip. That's a really, really awesome presentation. I picked up some gems from you there. I like what you said about the quality assurance, that it's not about us proving how perfect we are, but instead it's about it showing us, what we need to correct. So that's really brilliant, not only in coding, but it's lessons for life as well, that we can take quality assurance into everything we do. So thank you so much. Much appreciated you coming to share your valuable knowledge with our students.
Always a pleasure.
Great. To our students, just some encouragement from me based on Philip's talk. Firstly, to our first years, I just want to give you some encouragement. You may realize that the grad hack is mainly targeting students that are about to go out, and work. But there's a reason why we invited you here. We would like you to see the bigger picture. You're only in first year, but someday you will be in third year yourself. And better for you to get there prepared, better for you to get there knowing, what's going to be expected of you. And in fact, if you're clever, you'll already start getting some ideas. You'll already start asking the people that are ahead of you, to say what kind of applications are being developed. Start having your own ideas such that by the time you get there, you're really ready for the grad hack. And also, just in case you're thinking you're in the wrong place in first year, perhaps you're not sure whether to study computer science or study something else. This is just to whet your appetite, to see what opportunities are available for you, to say you are in the right place. This is where everything is happening in terms of making a difference in the modern age. And the key things that stand out to me, the word million, he said they affect millions of people. There's over 1 million lines of code, that is so inspiring to me, and it just goes to show that it's a huge company doing big things. And obviously, a company that should be on your target list in terms of a future employer. So all in all, students, quality assurance is important. That's the reason why we emphasize attention to detail, because the systems that you're going to write, are not being written for fun. They're going to be doing critical things, and it's very important for them not to crash at all. So thank you so much to Philip. And now we move into the last phase of our tech talk, which is just hearing from you, our students, in terms of the questions that you have. Some of you have posted questions on the chat box. Some of you are brave enough to raise your hands to have those attended to. So at this point, I'm just going to invite Thapelo to come and lead us through that section. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Give me a sec to turn on my camera. Okay, so my name is Thapelo, and again, thank you, Doctor. I am a QA lead within the digital space at Discovery, and I have a 10 years background of QA. So I oversee the day-to-day operation within QA space, ensuring that we do produce, a quality product to our customers, usable and easily understandable product. So some of the steps that we undertake for ensuring quality is that we do test to see that the built product conforms to the specified requirements by business, right? And the intention is to really release a product that is defect free, that is bug free, that can be relied on, that is easily usable. That's in a nutshell what I do on a daily basis. I saw a question coming through about what language do we use. I'm not a dev. I'm a QA analyst, but in my area, the application that we test are developed using Java, right? There are talks to adopt more, recent technologies that are available, but it's just still on the talk phase. I saw another question. Okay, most of these questions are HR related. Does Discovery have its own word hackers? These are your ethical hackers. So we do have, specialized team that deals with security. It doesn't sit with my team, but we do have a team that, solely focus on security to ensure that, our code is not easily penetratable by hackers, to safeguard sensitive information about our customers. So yes, we do have that in place. Let's see here. I'm trying to find questions about QA, and I don't see many. And I was expecting you guys to have, a lot of questions with regards to QA. What are the processes? Okay, so I saw one question about the duration of a project. I think so. Project depending on how big it is, right? But the important thing to note is that we break our project into small pieces. It's called sprints. It's one of the agile ideology. So we break this project into pieces, into chewable pieces. We call them sprints, and our sprints currently last for 2 weeks. Now we do have things like your backlog. We inject backlog. So basically, backlog. So you have an entire project, and then we outline which items we are going to take into a sprint. And once that's done, then a refinement, takes place. What a refinement is, different members, from different teams get together to say, okay, this is the requirement that we have from the business. We need now to break it, into details to understand it more and to plan accordingly. Once that has been done, then development, which is our developers, start with the building now the product, right? And then simultaneously, QA also starts with designing test cases. Test cases basically, steps that you would undertake to test if the developed or the built product conforms to the specified requirements, to ensure that we do not have defects or bugs, errors. And then once development finishes with building, and then we then kickstart with the execution of testing the actual product. Now you need to understand that before we do that, I see hands. Maybe I should give Philip, you can go ahead and ask.
Okay, sweet. I'm happy to go last. Mondi, you can go first. I just raised the hand because there was nothing and I was going to ask Tapila some questions.
Oh, okay. Mondi? Mondi?
Hey, Tapela, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I just wanted to ask, I'm sorry to disturb for this question, but I wanted to know if it's possible from maybe a third year level student to just be a QA. Because in my head, I think maybe you need maybe a development experience, like, and then so that you can apply the knowledge to see if the code is matured enough. I'm not sure if my question relates. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So for you to be a QA analyst, you don't really require expertise in development, right? Now remember, so QA is broken into two areas. You have automation and you have your manual. So for manual QA personnel or analyst, you don't really need to have development expertise, right? But it would be in your advantage to have some sort of an idea of what development is all about, right? But as someone who is studying, you don't necessarily require to have development experience. Okay, so if I did answer your question, I'll go to Simbulela.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, Simbulela.
So I have a question. I think, actually, I was going to ask about testing of a large code, like how does Discovery do and which application do they use to test like a large scale of programming, like large apps, applications, programs?
Okay, so remember I spoke about sprints and how we break our project into pieces, right? So this is called the agile methodology. So you have different methodologies such as waterfall. Now waterfall is very linear in its nature, meaning that before we test, we then wait for the entire requirement to be fully completed, and development also to be fully completed. But now remember, this type of an approach is very expensive, because by the time you get to testing, it's very expensive now to go back and fix the code. So with agile, like I've said, we break it into small pieces so that we can identify issues very early into the development, right? So which now becomes cheap to deal with issues that are identified. When I say issues, time-wise, and we don't want to have build a project, the entire project with multiple issues, which will then again take time for development to resolve. Now again, agile helps us with easily adapting, right? So I think we are all aware how technology is rapidly and constantly moving. So it helps us to adapt to changes you know, have those as part of our product. So with regards to dealing with the testing of a large code, so now we would have then tested each piece, we would have completed, and at the end there is what we call system testing, right? System testing is an exercise that we undertake to, you know, go through the entire system. This is a fully blown entire system testing, where now the entire team of testers go into testing. But now remember, this system would have came in sequences, right? And in iteration. So it becomes then easy because we would have already, you know, been acquainted with different pieces, right, of the system. So undertaking the entire testing exercise at this point now would be easy because now we are very familiar with different pieces, and that helps us again with you know the duration that will then take in testing.
Okay, Tepelo, just before you carry on with any more hands, I just want to ask some of the questions on the chat box, which I actually think is quite important. I see Philip has answered one, where they asked about business analysts, engineering person. So thank you, Philip, for that. I think the other question is with regards to the grad hack. So the question the students want to know, can students from various is there a restriction on the year a student can apply for? So meaning, does a student have to be a first year or a final year student, or any students can apply for the grad hack?
So I did put in the chat that grad hack is mainly open to third and fourth year students,
Okay.
mainly because we want these students to be available for employment next year.
Okay. But so you won't consider a first year who's striving to get into the grad hack world. You know, you get those good students who want to start off in their first year.
Yeah, no, so unfortunately we don't have those kind of opportunities available. But I did see someone else, you know, ask in the chat. They are completing their degree in June or July. We do have other graduate programs that we have. So we've got an internship program, which we advertise in maybe September, October. And these students apply, so you need to have a completed degree, right? And no working experience. So this is an internship for 1 year with Discovery. It is funded by INSETA. So they obviously do have their own criteria as well. So mainly you need to have a completed qualification and minimalistic working experience. Like if you've got your holiday work experience here and there, that's fine, but no formal corporate working experience. We can consider you for that. So we will open those applications up in September, October for employment next year, starts next year, February. So that is also another graduate program that we run.
Okay, another question that was picked up, but I'm assuming this information would be on the grad hack advert. Some students asked how many students are allowed to participate. So in a group, is there a restricted number or minimum?
So we are looking for, I did see someone also asked if do we give out or do we group them into teams? No, we don't. You apply with your team. We're looking at people from a team of minimum between 2 and 4 students.
One last question. This one is for the data science. I think Philip did answer it, but I just want confirmation. A student with a postgrad diploma in data science. So this is a postgrad diploma. Can they apply to the grad hack or the internship program?
So maybe I can just take this one, Philip. We've got our own data science team in Discovery, right? For grad hack, we're mainly looking for business analysts and developers. So developers can be full stack, back end, front end, whatever you are interested in, mainly developers. We don't have any roles at the moment for data science for the grad hack program. But like I said, you're more than welcome to apply on our career site. We've got our internship program that you can apply for. But if you're mainly interested in a business analysis or a developer route, then grad hack is the route for you.
Sam, can I just maybe add on to that?
Sure.
I don't want people to be discouraged, if your end goal is to perhaps, be that data science figure. We recently had someone come through the grad hack, and they've been at Discovery for, I believe it was 7 months and a few weeks, and they got in touch with management and said, listen, this is really the direction I want to go into. And, we're always open for that talk. So don't be scared to apply, and then get your feet wet in development, see if it's really not something you'd like. And then, we're always open for growth, both horizontal and vertical.
Okay, just one more question I can see. I'm not sure if it was answered by Tepelo. Which language is used during the grad hack? So I'm actually trying to bring more of the grad hack, Samishtha.
No worries. So that is entirely dependent on you. It's very open. We're not restricting that. That's up to you. Whatever language you want to code in, it's up to you. That there's no restriction on that. I just also want to mention, we will be, so for students that want to make use of it, we will be giving them the opportunity to use AWS as a platform. So if you do want to join grad hack and you want to make use of AWS, we will be giving you a license and that kind of thing to use to develop on. We will have a training session before the grad hack event, just so that they can show you, the AWS team can show you how to utilize the platform and that kind of thing. So we do have that option available as well.
Okay, I'm not sure if Philip and Tepelo want to bring in any other questions that was important in the
sorry, Lena, there was another question that I saw around the ideas, if you submit more than one idea. So if you do submit more than one idea on the application site, Discovery will obviously be going to be going through every single one of those applications. And let's say your team submitted 3, we will go through all 3, and whichever one we feel is the most innovative, most creative, or will do really well in the process, we will choose that one. You will be informed once the closing date. So after the 10th of July's closing date, we'll probably take that week just to go through all the applications, and then you will be notified via email. We'll also give you, because we do ask for a team leader, we'll give the team leader a call to let them know that you have been chosen to participate in the grad hack event, and then you will be given the next steps and things like that as well.
Okay, I actually got one last question here, which I'm so sure an engineer has asked this question. What about artificial intelligence? Does Discovery have fields or jobs focused on building sophisticated machines? And I'm actually thinking of my conversation with Samishtha with regards to the insurance department. You had indicated something about AI. So maybe if you can answer that question, Philip or Tepelo, does Discovery get their hands involved in artificial intelligence? And if so, how? An example possibly?
So maybe Samishtha, if you know of any roles in artificial intelligence, you're more than happy to go. But I do know that the developers, even should you be in departments where you don't really touch in artificial intelligence, the developers take it on their own hands to drive that and push features like that into business. It's very difficult to get it signed off because business usually, they're like, what is this? What is it you're trying to do? So yeah. Samishtha, do you know?
Yeah, sure. Add on to that. There's a huge drive at the moment that we're actually busy working on. We're trying to look at what the future holds, right? So we're looking at positions that might not be available right now, but in a few years' time, with the implementation of artificial intelligence, what type of roles that will require. So we're kind of busy with that at the moment. And we do have a techathon, which is an internal kind of grad hack that we run for Discovery staff. And the focus there is AI. So how can we use AI to better the discovery systems and that kind of thing? So we've got this running at the moment to see what type of roles we're going to need in the future and that kind of thing. So it's a big drive at the moment in discovery to implement roles that utilize AI functionality.
Okay, Mandla, is there if anything else Tapelo and Philip or Samishtha wants to bring forward or reiterate?
There was a question, sorry, there was a question around what, to me, it was a trick question, but what some traits that would make someone not a good fit for discovery. So I'm going to answer it in the other way as what would be a good discovery fit, right? We definitely always looking for people that are innovative, that take accountability. So even if you, so let's say, look, I'm encouraging you guys to look at Discovery's website, and you'll see on the website, we've got 9 core values there. These values are so critical to Discovery and so important. So even though we want the person that's got the right skills and qualifications and experience, we also make sure that they're aligned in terms of values with Discovery's values. But ideally, we want someone that's hungry for knowledge. Because Discovery, you ask anybody in Discovery, I'm sure Philip and Tapelo will agree with me, there's every single day you learn something new. And you guys know that in IT, things change so often and so fast. So we're also trying to keep up with those kind of changes. So we want someone that's innovative, that can learn on the fly, that's hungry for knowledge, that's ethical, mainly ethical, that can take accountability, that can work together in a team, but also work by themselves, you know, if there's nobody available, which that's never the case. But yeah, those are the kind of people that we look for in Discovery. So someone along those lines. We don't want someone that's, you know, gonna shy away, that just goes with the flow. We want Discovery is striving to be trendsetters in the industry. So those are the kind of people we want in our team, you know, that's creative, that comes up with these new ideas, that can say, I see you've been doing this for a while, what about doing it this way? You know, that's not afraid to come out and say, what about this way? You know, I see it's been done this way for a while, but this way could be a bit more efficient. So we want people like that in Discovery.
Thank you so much, Samishtha. I see there's a hand. Tapelo, perhaps you want to give Asanda an opportunity.
Okay, so before I do that, there is a question posted. What is the difference between QA and software testing, right? So QA test software. So the word QA speaks to quality, right? Assuring quality in our you know, products. So testing that piece of software is one of the ways to ensure quality. So QA do test software. So this is just an exercise that QA you know, analysts undertake. Okay, so I'm gonna give an opportunity to Asanda.
Hello.
Hi, Asanda.
I have 2 questions. Firstly, what opportunities do you guys have for, I think maybe you kind of answered this one, but I'm not sure if I got it properly, for third-year statisticians? And also the second question is, can you be a part of the grad hack if, say, you have like an idea for building like a solution that applies to like the questions, but you're not like a computer science student?
Okay, I think this is a semi question. Semi?
I am here. So I mean, we've had people that applied that are currently doing maths and that kind of thing. And if they do want to participate in grad hack and they've got a solution that's within our 3 topics that you want to build, you're more than welcome to apply. But remember, if you do want to get, you know, permanent employment, we do mainly offer for BAs and developers. So if that's kind of your interest in terms of your career goals, then by all means, you are more than welcome to apply.
Tapelo, I know there was another question, well, not posted, a hand raised from Pri Naidu or Priulan Naidu. I don't know if they still want to go. I'll take
I'm not
that.
sure.
So I don't see, oh, okay. So
Yeah,
the
hey,
hands
yes,
are there. Yeah. You can go ahead, Pri.
Sorry, I was having problems unmuting.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so what I want to ask you guys, say if you actually ended up changing your coding language, would the systems you use for testing and QA still be compatible with the new coding language, or would you have to change everything?
No, of course. So the technology that we are using, especially when it comes to automation, right? So this is a technology that is language independent. So it does not depend on a language used to build or to code the the product, right? So it applies across multiple languages. So we wouldn't necessarily have to change the language. Understand that so with automation, right? This is where now you require, as a QA, you require some expertise with regards to coding, right? Because automation, what it does mainly, it reduces human interaction when it comes to testing a product, right? And also this is this helps with coverage, meaning that we are able to cover multiple or a lot of scenarios in a very limited time. That hence the emphasis on automation. But before you could switch over to automation, you would require to have some knowledge in manual testing. So to answer your question, no, so the technology that we are using is language independent. Regardless of the language used to build the product, we would still be able to execute our testing activities. Any more questions? Okay, I think you can take it away.
Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to our experts for sharing their valuable knowledge, both from the HR's perspective, to the QA perspective, even to the systems engineering perspective. You've all heard what a wonderful company Discovery is, the various opportunities that are available to you. And the fact that they've come all the way, to speak to you, shows how much they're willing and desiring to have you come on board. I think it speaks to the quality of students that we produce at UKZN. I know several students that I've taught that work at Discovery, and just looking at some of the questions that you've asked in terms of what kind of company Discovery is, the testimonies I've heard are all very positive. And from that, it's a company that I recommend, and you've all heard from people that work there. In terms of, what a beautiful place it is, the opportunities that are available in terms of growth. And what's left for me to say is thank you. Thank you to our students for coming along, asking wonderful questions, engaging questions. I'm sure you've learned a lot. I'm sure your eyes have been opened in terms of the things that are valuable in terms of your future employment. You've also learned about the grad hack, and just to encourage you, if you've got great ideas that you'd like to use to change the world, I think utilize the grad hack for that. Showcase your ideas, and see how that goes. Who knows, maybe someday your brilliant idea will be part of the Discovery app. So thank you to our students. I would like to keep to our time and keep our promise in terms of keeping time and making sure that your studies are not interrupted. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to Discovery. We realize that you partner with us. We thank you for the book prizes that you've given us. Last year, we had wonderful book prizes that came from Discovery to our students. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping on coming back. Thank you for employing our students. we can teach as much as we want, but if there aren't opportunities out there for our students, so a heartfelt thank you from us, for reaching out to us and coming to speak to our students, not only about job opportunities, but also giving back in terms of knowledge that you've acquired in your experience. So thank you to everyone. This brings us to the end of our second Tech Talk. Next week, I believe, we've got our third and last Tech Talk for this semester, which is by Intellect. And here you see on the screen being displayed. Obviously, the advert will be shared with you soon. Thank you, everyone. It is 1 o'clock. We wish you a good afternoon and good day to everyone.